everyone.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's not Sunday,
What?
surprise. It's Friday.
We turning up. Let's go.
Yeah, just like the old days.
Yeah.
Do you guys? I was saving this while we were doing our little pre-show thing. But do you guys know what day it is?
It's Friday. A.
Okay, that's good, but that's not what I was going for.
If you start singing, I'd be like,
Is it a year from when we started?
It's been a whole year since our
Wow,
first episode.
that's crazy.
In that,
I had a feeling it was. I didn't know it was this early in the year, but
yeah, I know, right?
that's sick. 1 year.
We'll
have to do a 52-week thing though, because that's technically 1 year
Yes.
of being live. But
Sure.
1 year from the date is pretty cool too.
Yes, our first episode was a year ago, January 15th. Okay, a day off, but still.
So it wasn't really a year ago, guys.
and if anyone's wondering
Tomorrow,
why-
tomorrow. Everyone go watch our first episode
it's like,
tomorrow.
wait, you guys have been on for a year, but we're on episode 46. It's because we actually don't know math. It's not because we skipped episodes. We lost track of time. Folders, they all look the same.
Life gets to you guys.
Yeah, happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and all the other holidays that are celebrated at this time of year. I'm not
Greek
sure of.
Orthodox, Christmas.
Yep,
Let's just
Greek-
name them
yep.
all. Should we Google?
When's Chinese New Year?
Oh, that was recently.
Is it? Yeah, was it?
I think like it's the first 2 weeks of January. I'm pretty sure.
Do you guys know your your signs for Chinese New Year?
Yes. Yeah.
The year of the
Rooster. I'm the rooster. Yeah.
The
He's such a cock.
Yeah, you're the cock.
It's funny. I
think-
remember when I was like 10 years old, my dad made that joke to me. He's like, "Hey, what are you again?" I was like, "I'm a rooster." He's like, "I think I got another name for that." And he like walked away, and I was like, "What?" It's like,
I'm the year of the monkey.
okay, not bad. That's a cool one.
You're the dog.
Lucas, what are you?
You're the dog.
My dog.
Your dog. Yeah, yeah, you are. Oh, Kempo. Kempo's been waiting for us. Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Long time
He's
no
the
see.
top chat. You are the top chat indeed, my friend.
Get him.
Kempo, thanks for tuning in to our first episode back. Where's Carl? This guy. I thought he was one of our top
Doing some
supporters. Looks like
fake
Kempo.
shit. That's what he's
Looks
doing.
like
He's doing
Kempo's
some fake shit.
our number one supporter.
Yeah, Kempo, when
Yeah.
are you having us over for a barbecue?
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Again, Lucas, Matt, and Lee, for those of you who are new tuning into us 2022, our names are also on the screen for those of you, unless you're listening to the visually impaired version where I don't know how it would describe that. That's a thing. There's like described audio.
So
No,
just
I
audio.
get that, but how do they even find us then? Like, we're not set up.
How else do other people that use described audio find other videos on YouTube?
Okay, but
Do
they're
they
usually
go on
set up.
YouTube?
Yeah, they're usually set up.
100%. They probably go to listen to audio. Why couldn't you go on YouTube to listen to the audio?
I just feel like they'd use audio apps and stuff. Like, why would you go to YouTube?
Because you can still 'cause you can read
YouTube
it. So you can read the screen.
What? Are they visually impaired?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Read the screen.
I was reversed. I thought you meant like they were deaf. I'm sorry. I misunderstood the whole conversation.
Then they'd have no problem reading our names.
That sounds like your audiobooks are the worst. What the fuck?
All right, guys. It was good to be back. Now we're leaving.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
What is everyone drinking tonight? On our first episode back, we're also doing shots. We're introducing shots again because it's back to Friday nights. So hope you guys at home are ready to have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Lucas, what are you drinking out of?
So we got these these like little Bailey. They're
Oh,
they're
Secret
supposed-
Santa. That's sick. That's a
Yeah,
sick.
yeah,
Whoever
yeah.
got
Is
that.
that from Secret Santa? Ah, nice.
So we were doing a bunch of slow mo. So just so you guys know, over the holidays, my parents were gone for a week, and my girlfriend lived here. We did a bunch of slow mo videos of like us like pouring hot chocolate or like Bailey's in together to try to get like the commercial feeling. None of them ended up good.
Oh, can we see? We gotta see
Oh,
those. We gotta
Bailey's-
post those on.
Bailey's all over the counter. Marshmallows under the fridge. You know the dill. It's also because I kicked them. When they're close enough, you have to. It's a rule.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm drinking from that. It came with a little Bailey set, and we fucking
Nice.
destroyed it.
Cool.
Nice. I see. Sorry, Kempo said dry January. So like you can't shower? That sucks, dude. That's like, how do you shower and not get
I
wet?
think that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
That's an interesting. I guess because you don't want to freeze when you go outside. I
No-
respect that. That's
no
fair.
lube either. No lube either. He's got to go on dry. That's fucking brutal. That's brutal,
He's also
Kempo.
just
Why are you
nuts.
doing this to
He
yourself,
has to
man?
call in sick
nuts.
every time it rains.
Okay.
Can't do it. Can't do
So what are you drinking, Lucas?
it.
Not out of.
Bailey's cup, but not drinking Bailey's. That's so fake.
It's like so I made a homemade raspberry iced tea kind of thing, and then I.
Who is this guy?
So I'm quitting pop. And so
Such a basic
try to
bitch.
find something a little better. So
Made my own raspberry cool jammers.
yo, that'd be sick. Yo, y'all make some?
What the hell, the cool jammer?
Some Kool-Aid.
It's a knockoff of Kool-Aid jammers. It's a cool jammer. Else you get sued. What are you saying?
But still spelled with a K?
Yeah. 3 Ks. It's KKK cool jammer.
Oh,
Lucas, what is wrong with you?
that's fucked.
Damn.
That's nuts.
Sorry, so that's what you're drinking is homemade juice?
Not whatever you said out that you thought I was drinking with the 3 Ks. Yeah, homemade juice with vodka.
Okay, cool. Is it good?
What kind of vodka?
It's very good actually. What kind of vodka?
Did you say berry good?
Just Smirnoff.
Like, yeah.
I hope you didn't say berry
Plastic
good.
bottle because I'm responsible.
Okay.
The glass
Sounds
bottles
bad,
are risky as fuck.
They're not as
Kempo-
satisfying when you
oh.
get angry.
Sorry, Kempo. I was like, what are you drinking, Kempo? But I realized.
Wow, it's so cold. Rub it in. Torture the guy.
He says he feels like the DD watching this.
Yeah, that's not.
the same.
I don't like
Yes.
that because usually Kempo's like the drunken child in the back seat who you're like, don't throw up in the car, like wind down the window, and no, we can't stop at McDonald's on the way home.
Wind down the window like he doesn't have the button. He's got to like crank.
What would you say if you used the button?
Like,
Still winding down the window.
is it?
You push.
What
down
would
the
you say?
window?
Well, yeah, push down the window. What would
I
you
don't
say?
know.
Lower
I guess
the
roll
window?
down. I guess roll down the window. Is
That
actually
sounds more like your.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. What do you normally say?
People say
Wind down
roll
the
down the
window.
window typically, but we don't roll it down anymore. It's just what we
You
still say.
do. You do. You actually push a button and it rolls down the window. So
Not wrong, I suppose.
I guess that's how it works.
I'm drinking this Tres Generacion from Mexico, from the motherland tequila.
does that mean that means 4 generations, right?
Such a fucking jackass. Did Pitbull not teach you how to count in Spanish? That's like all he ever did. yeah.
He's incredible.
Pretty good.
The bottle looks cool. The taste, though, you said
It does.
not good.
It's okay. It's not like one of the better tequilas I've had, but like it's good. It's alright.
It looks very nice.
It's a very nice bottle.
Yeah, it does look
and
very nice.
I had no mix, so we just doing shots today, baby.
So I was gonna say, when you get
You're not
this
even-
bottle, do you avoid mixing it because it's like fancy to take shots?
Well, it depends. Like this one is a fancy bottle, but it actually wasn't that expensive. So if it's not an expensive tequila, I'll mix it. I don't give a shit. But like people who mix Patron and like Don Julio and stuff, be ashamed of yourself. Take a fucking hike. Like that's
Even
that's
in the
ridiculous.
sunset for breakfast.
I'm sorry.
Even in a tequila sunset for breakfast, you still shame them.
Yeah, you don't put Don Julio in that shit. You put like the cheap shit in it.
What if you're just rich and you can splurge that?
No, then you're now you're just an idiot. You're still an idiot.
That's a hot take.
I don't like that guy. I don't like that rich guy.
You feel like you're watching a booze commercial. Yeah. Put some dance music, naked women dancing in the background. Is that booze commercials have naked women dancing?
Yeah,
in them?
what kind of
Yeah,
booze
like,
commercial?
They always like advertise
Is it like
beach parties and stuff?
ads on Pornhub? Like what are you watching, Kempo? We don't have naked women, but I could take my top off if you want. You just have to ask nicely.
Yeah, then we would just have naked bitches.
That was good.
Is there a drink called Tequila Sun? Oh, it's Tequila Sunrise.
I didn't even realize you called it a sunset.
Sunset,
So
yeah.
thank you
a
to
Tequila
Emma for
Sunset's
calling
actually
up
when
that
you
shit.
pour the orange juice first. Because that represents obviously the sun.
You make it backwards. Yeah.
Don't you make it with Sunny D? Isn't that where the
That's
yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, because a lot of people say there's certain liquors that you shouldn't mix, but I'm not at a stage that I can just drink it on ice. Like tequila, I couldn't just drink it on ice, or even like good rum that I like. I'm not at a stage in my life that
Dude,
I could
you're gonna
drink it
have to
on ice
practice
yet.
because we're going to Mexico. And
Yeah,
tequila's
baby, we're
gonna
going
be,
to
like,
Mexico.
floating out the walls and shit. There's no escaping.
No,
There's no
the
escaping
shower.
tequila.
The shower is tequila. Like there's no water in there.
Oh,
No, but actually, tequila. You can drink tequila on ice, and you can put your bottles in the freezer. But tequila is made to actually drink warm. So if you're going to Mexico, do it right.
That does not sound.
No, thank you.
Warm drinks in
I'll
general.
do it wrong the
Do
entire
it
trip.
right.
Which is funny because I can actually drink like pop room temperature, no biggie. But,
That's kind of fucked up.
No, that doesn't bother me either.
It's like drinking warm bubbles. Like it loses its
No,
its
it's room
taste.
temperature. It's not like warm.
No,
Yeah.
room temperature pop kind of sucks.
I don't think so.
I could do it. Like if someone puts a gun to my head, like yeah, I could do it.
No, I could just casually like
I'm
if
not
I don't have
trying
space in
to.
my if I don't have space in my fridge for another pop and I have one can left, I'm like I'll just drink it like this.
Just why don't you drink one from the fridge and then swap it out?
No, I mean like I'm just like I'm putting a full case just the groceries into the fridge. There's one that doesn't fit. I'll just be like I have to have one with dinner. I'll just have this warm one. Yeah, 100%.
Do you like put ice in it or you just leave it
No,
like that?
I just drink it out of the can warm.
This guy's fucking
I don't
psycho.
think that's weird. I think that's fine.
No, that's weird. That's weird. Pop shouldn't be warm.
Well, it's not warm.
Um,
It's room temp.
It's room temperature. Yeah.
Fuck off. It's warm.
It's not.
Yeah.
This guy boils his pop. This guy's fucking boiling his pop.
I would see that. Now that I would do.
I bet you would.
That's
To
fucking-
add more carbonation to it, like when it's flat, you just boil it. I gotta get bubbles in
And you
there.
burn your tongue while there's fizz. That's like the worst combination.
Ooh,
It's like
ooh,
you ever
yeah.
have a like something super spicy and drink pop, and you're like, this was worse.
horrible,
Like, the worst.
horrible
Worst
idea.
decision.
Yeah, that
Actually,
sucks.
normally
I'd like
what
to
I-
know the science behind that, but it sucks.
That's normally what I
The
drink.
science behind why it sucks.
Yeah, like does pop like does the fizz like open your taste buds?
I guess because it adds like carbon dioxide straight to your tongue, where it's like still like scathing.
Is this
Okay.
factual or?
I don't
Maybe.
know, I just assume.
Did you know hot like spicy things like spice isn't a flavor? Sorry, not a flavor. Spice isn't a taste. Like your taste buds don't register spice. It's actually just pain receptors. Like spice is pain.
Yeah.
I thought that was fucking crazy.
Spice is pain. That sounds so deep.
'Cause it's supposed
That
to
sounds
be
like something
That's
you'd
a
read
new
on the
shirt.
front.
That's
That
a
sounds
new
like something
shirt.
you read on a cookbook.
Or a stripper's like tramp stamp. Spice is pain.
Because like hot peppers are supposed to be like the self-defense system of the plant. We just happen
Yes.
to really fucking like it.
Yeah. Ooh.
I'll turn
No,
it to
no,
a jam.
no.
Or
Yeah.
put
Oh.
this defense system into a jam.
We got a big comment here from a Map fan 6969.
Uh-oh.
Guess who's back with a brand new rap? Who's back with a brand new rap? I know The Weeknd just dropped an album, so I don't think he raps.
Was it good?
It was okay. I would give it like maybe a 6 out of 10 in my opinion.
Really?
It's very
Not
80s
good.
vibe, the whole album.
That's hype. I like it.
Not
I
that
like
it's
the
not
80s vibes.
good. It's just nothing to me was like, damn, this is like a banger. Maybe I have
Mm.
to give it a few listens.
Kind of like Drake's. I forgot what the album was called.
What was it called?
What was it? What was it? His most recent one. Oh, Certified Lover Boy.
Certified, yeah.
Nothing stood out. Yeah.
What do you think about the Francis N contract thing? More of a lead question. Anyone else jump in? I don't know who Francis N is.
Yeah. So it's kind of whack. You guys don't know who Francis Ngannou is? He's like a pretty
fighter.
pop. I mean, yeah, he's a fighter. He's a heavyweight. He's kind of one of the scariest guys on the planet right now.
Really?
Apparently his punch is equivalent to like getting hit by a Ford Escort. Like he has like the strongest recorded punch. Like
An escort that works at Ford?
Yes.
Oh, that's. I mean,
No,
that's a
Doug,
weird scale.
Doug Ford's Escort. She hits like a motherfucker, yo. Let me tell you. No, but it's whack because like the UFC is kind of known for not really paying their athletes all that well. So he kind of wants out, and he's on his last fight of his contract. He's the heavyweight champ, and he kind of wants out. He wants to sign up. He can make a shit ton of money elsewhere for sure. But in his contract, it says if he wins as the champ, obviously his contract automatically renews, and he has to keep fighting for them. So it kind of sucks. Like you're in this shitty spot where it's like I want out to make more money, but I don't want to just throw a fight and like lose my
I don't
legacy.
wanna
Like
leave
I'm
on an intentional loss. Like that's
yeah, exactly. It's stupid, especially for a purist who cares about their competition and their passion. So it's a really shitty spot for him to be in. But I mean, at the same time, who do you blame? Do you blame his manager for not seeing that in the contract, or like I mean, he signed it. He signed the contract. Kind of on
He
him.
probably knew it because when you get first signed on, I'm assuming like you're not at this point yet. You know, you don't think of you reaching at this point. You
Being
hope
the champion.
You hope to.
Yeah.
But now that you're at the point, you have that decision. What stops them from just not ever going to a fight? Like what happens if he breaks this contract? A bunch of money?
Shit ton of legal.
Yeah, why doesn't he just go
end.
leave and fight Jake Paul, and Jake Paul will pay him a ton of money.
Yeah, Jake Paul would
he would make
offer to
more
pay the
money.
contract.
Yeah, 100%.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, I mean, there probably are loopholes around it where like some big celebrity be like, fuck it, like I'll pay for it. Like, again, like Jake Paul. That's something Jake Paul would do. But I don't think Jake Paul would do it to fight Ngannou because Ngannou will fucking knock his head into outer space. Guy's fucking terrifying.
He'll pay to enforce it. Like, yeah, keep him in the
yeah,
UFC.
yeah, exactly. Oh, you
away
would.
from me. Away from
You
me.
would. Yo, I mean, whether you're big into UFC or not, if you follow that guy's story, it's actually pretty incredible. Like he grew up in these like sand mines in Cameroon, and like he literally
the ones in Dune.
Yeah, he was in Dune. No, but legit, he grew up just shoveling sand, like that. Like that's all he did, and he's jacked as a motherfucker. And then he tried to escape Cameroon. I forget where he made it to. He made it to somewhere north in Africa, and then he got caught, and they brought him back to Cameroon, back into those same sand mines, and he had to just keep fucking shoveling sand. And then he was homeless in Paris, I think it was, and then he made it to the UFC, and now he's the heavyweight champion of the world, making shit tons of cash. Like it's just such a come up story. Like he came from literally nothing
to Paris, though.
He did escape. Sorry,
Sorry.
he did escape. He escaped again. So he escaped Cameroon once, got caught, and they brought him back, and then he escaped again and actually made it.
After Africa, he's like, you know what? I really need a croissant.
Don't you think that?
Yo, if I could only have one bread for the rest of my life, it would be croissants.
Ooh, why you gotta go say things like that?
What
That's
would you
the
guys
tough.
choose? One bread.
Oh man,
sorry,
croissant's a good one.
Yeah, one bread for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Like, can I say garlic bread,
Sure.
or is that like?
Yeah, but you can.
But like garlic bread made on a croissant. Woo!
Yo, actually sounds pretty good. We should try that. We should try that. We should do a baking episode or like a cooking episode
I'm
where
down.
we make
Like
the most
Chinatown.
ridiculous. You make the most ridiculous meals that people. We'll get suggestions of people wanting us to make a food.
nuggets and grilled asparagus.
What we should do is throw a whole bunch of ingredients in a hat, and we pick 3 ingredients, and you have to make a meal.
Like chopped, basically.
Kind of like chopped, but it could be that fucked up, like Nutella, tuna, and linguine.
Ew.
Make it happen.
Fish
Make it
eyes,
happen.
Strawberries. Boom, go.
First step in cooking that dish: throw this shit in the garbage. Order McDonald's.
Mark. Or sorry. Oh shit.
Wow, this guy's just out. It's been a while, guys. It's been a
I've
while.
seen this. I've seen this. Now Mark has to go to Doctor Strange and be like, erase everyone's memory of me. Sorry, no spoilers. No spoilers.
All right. Unrelated. MattFan6969 said, what's everyone's take on the Drake putting hot sauce in the condom? Did you guys hear about this? I just looked this up.
Yes. Yeah,
what
we
the
have to
hell
talk
is
about
that
this.
shit? What the hell is that shit?
Like, is he truly living in that much paranoia and constant fear that he's like, yo, someone's going to steal my sperm and make a baby?
Yo, I'm
like,
not
is that a
surprised he is,
thing?
but the fact that he resorted to, maybe we should tell the story first.
Sure. Yes.
Matt,
yes.
you give the scoop because I always fuck up every story I ever tell.
I don't know. I'm just reading here. Basically, the sum of it is that he went to hook up with a model that he met on Instagram, and they had a romantic encounter, and basically he put hot sauce in the condom and had sex with her.
No. He put it in after. No. He had sex with her, and then when he finished in the condom, he put hot sauce in it after so that she can't steal his sperm.
Yeah, because he's like,
If he put it in first.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, sorry. Now I'm reading this a little more.
That's a wild ride.
It was still wild because then he took the used condom and put it back into her vagina, like poured it out.
Oh.
Like, it was so weird, and I was like, what? Like, to me, I thought it was a joke almost. I didn't even think it was true.
Emma says the fact that the girl put it into her vagina means he has a reason to be paranoid. Can you clarify that? Am I the only one who doesn't understand?
No,
What do
because
you mean? What do you mean?
the fact that she was willing to do that is
Do what?
exactly what Drake is like. Do that, but not know the hot sauce was in there.
So that happened?
I assume
So what
she
happened was,
she tried to do that, but it was hot sauce inside.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
yeah. So
That's
he had
crazy. So she
ejaculated
put.
in the condom, and then he had gone and put hot sauce and brought it back to her, and then
And
she
she-
poured it down her own vagina from the condom. It was so like I was like, what the fuck?
That's so whack.
Yo, what kind of hot sauce does it say?
Tabasco.
It is Tabasco.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
I was gonna say.
No, it doesn't
It's
say.
probably
But-
Frank's. You
but-
put that shit on everything.
But basically, that's actually one of the memes that was posted here. But basically, it says that she said it felt like pouring hot lava into her P asterisk SSY.
Yeah, that is.
What do you think
gnarly.
that word is? Passy?
Passy.
That is gnarly. Can you
No,
imagine?
she brought it into her posse.
Yo, gang. We about to make bank.
If I eat, you all eat. Everyone's like, ew, no thanks.
I was like the least
Yeah.
gangster way
yeah,
you could have
Mart-
said it.
Matt,
Man.
Mart fan. That's what I'm saying from now on. Matt fan 6969 said she dug it out of the trash can to pour his sperm into her. That's nuts.
That is insane.
Here, I'm gonna put my mic up more. Apparently, I am quiet. Let's see if this helps now.
I think that was a good thing. I think that's what we want.
Yeah.
Hmm,
That's why no one said anything.
You to be quiet.
maybe not.
But so Matt fan 69 said, but got Uno reverse carded.
Yeah, legit.
That's
Like a
for sure.
fucking pro. And then he
knew?
slapped down a pickup 4 as well.
Yeah. He pulled one of those. Everyone out here is playing chess, or he's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers.
Yes.
He knew the moves, 5 moves before they even.
Speaking of
That is nuts, though.
speaking of Uno, I don't know if you ever saw where like Uno has a Twitter page that will like sometimes like talk about like rules that are out there. It's like, no, you can't do this. And one was like, just so you know, when someone does a +4 to you, you cannot add on to that +4. You must pick up 4 first. And then people respond, be like, you don't know the rules. You don't even know what you're talking about.
But did you see they came out with new cards?
Dose.
What?
Yeah, they came out with an expansion called Dose.
No.
Yeah,
Is
Pitbull's
that
doing
legit?
Pitbull's doing his work. He's killing it out there.
Yeah, and some of the cards are nuts. It's like, the game is literally called Uno Dos.
That's sick. Yo, I'm sorry. Can we just rewind real quick? Do we know that hot sauce kills sperm? Like,
Yeah,
what if he just gave this baby superpowers?
Spicy protein.
Yeah, like, what if he just
Yeah, I
can
know.
shoot fire out of his hands now?
Yeah, how is that like a thing that's like, is that on a Reddit page somewhere? I mean,
I'm sure a lot of things contaminate sperm sample. Like, cause my girlfriend
Literally-
works at a fraternity clinic. Like, people like sometimes will like spin it to dilute it, like to make it look like a bigger load, and they'll kill the sperm that's in it.
Really?
Just from doing that. Yeah.
What
literally,
hot
if you
sauce
type
does
the
it?
word "does hot sauce" in Google, the first result is kill sperm.
That's insane. What if it makes the sperm swim faster because it's trying to get away from the spiciness?
Yeah. I don't know.
The
Yeah,
escape,
see,
escape to Paris.
Heavyweight champ of the world.
yeah, it's a top post on Reddit. How exactly does hot sauce kill sperm?
I'm very interested in that.
Just
A
say
lot of
the
things.
acidity. The acidity.
Thank you, Emma, for saying that. I was gonna call him out, but I let him have it. But you decided to.
Fraternity
Yeah.
clinic,
Oh,
sorry.
Mad Fan 6969 said the same thing. Did Lucas
A
just call
frat
for
clinic. A frat clinic.
fraternity?
I was gonna call him, and I said, "Fuck it, it's
She
our
goes-
first time back. Let him have it."
It's where it's where people going into university go to learn like the rules.
She just works at a frat house.
It's like the Harry Potter sorting hat. It's like a fraternity
It's like
clinic.
the
So you find
guidance
out.
counselor's office.
That's the cool way to say you're a guidance
Welcome to the
counselor. I work at
fraternity
the
clinic.
fraternity clinic.
Oh gosh. Woo.
Oh man, it's good to be back. We'll
It is, I
what time
miss
should we
this.
do a shot at 9:30? I'll do it at 9:30.
Time is it now?
9:24.
Why don't we do one now
Um,
and at 9:30? It's Friday, baby.
What is that in my background?
You want it to be my last Friday ever.
This guy's got like leopard print something. Is there a leopard on your bed?
I don't know. That's weird. Anyways, yeah, we could do one. We could do one.
Let's go. Yeah, come on, guys.
I didn't get to
cheers.
say what I was drinking too, by the way. I'm drinking Founders, bourbon sour. Went back to
Oh, hey.
that. I threw it back for a bunch of this bourbon sour, that great drink. Try it out. We're sponsored, not yet, but maybe one day. I don't know. Can I say that? Is that like false advertising if I do?
We
that?
get sued. We get shut down.
Yeah.
Well, one way to find out.
We lose our sponsorship.
And then we'll start a new podcast called Caused a Ruckus.
Past tense, yeah. It's been a while, but I would like to dedicate this toast to
Carl's mom.
Carl's mom.
Carl's mom. Pink Wit.
Carl's mom.
For the
Carl's mom, baby.
FTKM for the Carl's mom.
Woo! Ah.
Great stuff, boys.
Ugh, mixing liquor with more liquor is so great.
It has
He
been
says
a
it all.
while.
Your face says it all.
Gosh.
Let's do joke of the week. We almost skipped that part of our show.
Oh shit, yeah. Fuck, we're into it. We're deep.
Well, Kempo's going in hard with his drink, eh? Water with bubbles, bit of lemon.
Ooh. Oh, that's hard
Bro.
stuff, man.
Yeah, that's intense. That's a. Really
I hope
hard
you don't
drink.
have to work tomorrow.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
All right, Lee. Let's hear it. Let's hear the joke of the week.
I've been saving this one for a while, so if it flops, I'm gonna be really upset.
Oh no.
Do you know the German word for bra?
No.
Stop them from flopping. No? No?
Pretty good. It's
You're
okay.
kidding.
It's okay.
Dude, I at first thought you said like, "Yo, bruh." That's what I thought you meant. So I was like, I don't understand.
No,
But then,
bra because it stops them from
yeah,
flopping.
no, I get that part. I get that
You
part.
did-
Sounds like a. It sounds
You
like a
didn't
German
commit
word.
to the German accent. If you did, it would have been so much better.
Stop him from flopping.
Yeah, see, if you
Yeah,
did
but-
that would
But
have
you
been
wouldn't
key.
even. You wouldn't even know what I said. You'd be like, huh? What?
No,
Hey,
I would have gotten him
You still don't get
from
it.
flopping.
You still don't get it.
Yeah, that was actually, yeah. See, Emma said the same thing.
That's my bad. It's been a while, guys. I haven't done a joke of the week in like a month and a half.
So,
Yeah, that was dog shit. You should probably take a shot for that.
speaking of European jokes,
I thought she said poor delivery 8,000, and then I was like, oh wait, it says boo. It says boo. Oops.
I love you 6,000.
It's 3,000.
It's 3,000.
I'm talking about the Andre.
3 million.
Oh.
3 zeros.
You should do a shot for that because it sucked so bad.
Well, that's the rule, right?
Me or
Yeah.
Lucas?
Both.
So, I started gaming a little more over the holidays, and I joined a group chat with some people that my girlfriend knows, and one of them kind of came out and he's like, "Hey, like, what's your background?" I said Polish, and instantly started listing like 50 back-to-back Polish jokes against Polish people. Like, you would joke around Newfies in Canada, California man in America, I think, whatever have you. And at the end of it, like, the guy left, and everyone's like, "Oh, yo, we're so sorry that made you uncomfortable." I'm like, I don't, like, to me that was fucking hilarious, yo. He had some good jokes. I wrote some down. I even sent one to my dad. But like,
Can you tell us one?
but
I
like
was
we're
gonna say, you
talking.
tell us one?
Sure, yeah, I could do that. But we're talking about how like a lot of people would like that not be cool with that. Where like someone comes in and be, "Oh, he's racist." I'm like, I don't know. Like he wasn't like intentionally trying to like hurt my feelings.
Yeah, let's cancel this guy.
So yo, how do you stop a Polish army on horseback? You turn off the carousel.
Would have been funnier if you said it in a German accent.
Turn off the carousel. I don't know what that was. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, that was.
That was
I
That was
offensive.
just me laughing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah, that was alright too. I would have made you do a shot for that one.
Is
too,
there
that was
like
good
some?
movie.
Is there some cultural reference to that? Do like Polish
Like did
people love
did Polish
carousels?
people
So,
invent the carousel?
I don't know if apparently Polish people are known as being the dumb Europeans, based off of Reddit
that like
forums. Based off of Reddit forums, just being like how many Polish jokes are there? And there's like a whole thread when I started looking for like German and European, like this or like, you know, like any other continent or like country. Like I couldn't find as much as Poland alone as a country getting wrecked.
Really?
Yeah, it was bizarre. I was like, oh
Wow.
fuck.
Really interesting.
But a lot of it's reused. Like jokes that's like generic. Like, you can put any title in
Any
there and
culture,
it
yeah.
would work, right? So.
Yeah.
There's no jokes around like pierogies or anything like that.
Oh, 100%. And polish. Like shoe polish.
Oh,
Oh, interesting.
yeah, yeah. Campo said Spider-Man reviews, The Eternals, Ghostbusters Afterlife. I haven't seen any of those movies.
Oh, then I don't want to spoil it for you.
I've seen Ghostbusters and Spider-Man.
My review for Spider-Man is I fucking loved it.
I started watching the one where Mysterio plays Jake Gyllenhaal. But I didn't watch the whole thing. I only watched like the first 20 minutes and then
really I like that one a lot too. But yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it because I think the new Spider-Man was pretty freaking great. But I'm a big fan and I will be watching it again.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
That's it, Kempo. That's all you get.
Yeah, Ghostbusters Afterlife I thought was okay.
Spoil that one. Who gives a shit about that? You can spoil it.
No, I thought it was okay. Like they
ghosts?
try to bring back the old characters and the old like Ghostbusters and stuff, and I thought they did a good job trying to bring it back and like carry on with like how their lives would have gone after the fact. But I mean, like the movie itself wasn't that entertaining.
I do think it's sorry. Hold on, keep going.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I do think it's interesting how movies are kind of coming back full circle, where like a lot of these franchises and stuff are trying to bring back what was successful. It's kind of sad because part of it's kind of like, are we running out of original ideas? But some of them are done very well, and I like it. For example, Spider-Man. If that's a spoiler, oops. Well, if you just watch the trailer, you're fine. You can see that Doc Ock and Green Goblin are in it. But yeah, they go back to some good stuff. But then there are some movies that are going back, and it's like, why? What are you doing? Because
Matrix?
Exactly. I haven't seen it, but I heard it was terrible.
I watched it as well.
I heard it was decent. I heard it was okay.
It was okay.
Really?
Like 6 out of 10.
To be honest,
6 out of 10.
the action is kind of shit. Like,
Oh, that would be like one of the best things the Matrix had going.
yeah,
The thing though was it was
did.
good at its time because it was so revolutionary.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because like you know how like in the original ones like Neo gets like just a program for here learn kung fu, so they try to carry on the kung fu fighting, but it looks like Keanu Reeves is an older guy now. Like he can't do the shit he used to, so like it kind of looks very staged.
It's funny, you know, Matt. We couldn't do a fucking podcast without me bringing up jiu-jitsu.
100%.
We couldn't. We just couldn't.
100%.
But in the first one, there's the part like you mentioned, Lukasz, where he does his learning and stuff, and he wakes up, and then he like looks at Morpheus. He's like, "I know jiu-jitsu," and I remember like when I started training stuff, I was like, "Motherfucker, you don't know shit about jiu-jitsu," because like back then, like I guess it started to gain some popularity, but like it wasn't this big thing that everyone knew about. So I was like, for them to know that, I doubt it, and especially because
Are you
for the
sure
rest
he
of
says jujitsu?
He said
I think he
that's what-
says kung fu.
No, he doesn't.
He says jujitsu.
He says, "I know jujitsu," and never uses any of it in the movie whatsoever. I was like, "You sack of shit! You're a liar." Look it up. Go ahead. You have to do a
Damn.
shot if I'm right. Yeah.
Sure. No, I'm pretty sure he says I know kung fu. You
No,
guys are
so-
both fucking wrong.
No, when he wakes up in the chair, he says, "I know jujitsu."
This line is spoken by Neo. He must learn all kinds. When he wakes up, he says, "I know kung fu." Fuck you guys. Take a shot.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
You know, I'm starting to.
That's not true.
I'm starting to.
No,
second
I
guess it
remember
now.
seeing the
It
scene.
is.
I remember
Yeah.
thinking that.
I'm starting
Because he
to-
looks and goes, "I know kung fu." Yeah, it is kung fu. It's not fucking jujitsu.
I'm second guessing. I think you are right. It could be kung fu because
I know kung fu. It's one of the most memorable lines from the movie. Take a shot. Take a shot.
Wait. Now I will. Hold on.
Yeah, Lee said, Matt69 says Lee's just gatekeeping jujitsu.
I am though. I am gatekeeping jujitsu.
Matrix. I know jutsu. No, he says I know kung fu. He does.
Seriously?
Take a shot, dude.
Oh,
I will. But hold
it's
on.
because beforehand he asks, "I'm going to learn jujitsu," and at the end he wakes up saying, "I know kung fu."
Okay, so that's what it is.
Well, you gotta do a shot.
Fuck.
Doesn't matter.
That's bullshit. How do you get those two mixed up? Like, what kind of program? He ended in the wrong
No,
program.
it's because
No,
Lee
but
just,
even-
Lee
even
has
the
to
disc that he
associate
puts in-
jujitsu with everything.
No, that is true. That is true. But on the disc that he puts into the computer, it says jujitsu on it,
Dude,
and then he learns kung fu, which is whack.
one
Yeah,
time,
so we both have to take a shot because
Lee and I even
I'm
just went
technically
to.
right. I'm technically right.
Lee and I just one time.
shut the fuck up. No way.
I'm kind of right. Not entirely wrong. He says jujitsu in the movie.
That's
I
so
still never
ridiculous.
did any.
No,
Fucking
that's.
And no, I don't think everyone does jujitsu, but I think everyone should do jujitsu.
Or how about kung fu?
Matt Fan69
Kung
said
Fu's fun.
like Lee gatekeeps jujitsu, Lucas gatekeeps saying people are racist to Polish people.
It's true.
It's true. It's true. Oh goodness.
So you guys gotta do a shot for that because I should have bet more. I
You
should have bet
guys
my
do a shot,
life
too.
savings.
Because
No, no.
he said jujitsu in that same scene. It was just
Bro,
before.
we didn't do a shot of what things did he say in the movie.
Yeah, we did. That's what we said. We said, does he say jujitsu in the movie? y'all are
No,
whack.
is it just me or everyone likes Keanu Reeves, but can we just admit he's not the greatest actor?
I don't think anyone thinks he is. I think
Yeah,
everyone
I don't-
thinks he's a nice guy.
Yeah, because
You know
we like him. Like I would want to meet Keanu Reeves,
No,
but goddamn, sometimes watching him act, I'm like, like put some.
No,
he's a male Kristen Stewart. Sometimes it's insane.
his characters in Crazy Rich Asians and Toy Story are fucking legendary characters.
Oh yeah, he was in Toy
He
Story.
he was a Canadian guy, the Canadian stunt devil.
Yeah, the stunt double. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh,
I give him credit for those.
Oh.
But otherwise, you know who I think he's like? I think he's like Adam Sandler and Kevin Hart, where they don't really act. I think they play themselves. Like they play who they are. Like when in Kevin Hart movies, like I don't think he's
John Wick?
No, I was about to say he's not
Yeah.
John Wick.
Yeah, 100%. I think he just walks like you know how everything's so over exaggerated. Like when he opens the fridge and shit. Like I think he just does that on a day-to-day basis.
I just
I
I
could
like
see it.
in
I
John
could see
Wick.
it.
There's one time where he was like, you know, you've been asking me if I'm back, and I think I'm back, and he says that one time to Jerry. I'm like, dude, this is terrible. acting.
Yeah, I'm starting to think I'm back. Yeah.
He's like, imagine they just shot him right there in the movie.
Ah!
Baba Yaga.
Papa Yaga. Oh man. Yeah, I was gonna say Bill and Ted were those were fun.
Did you watch the sequel?
No, like the recent one? No. Was it good?
I didn't watch it. I never watched the original either. I don't think I will.
Okay. They you know what? I haven't seen them in forever, so they probably did not age well.
Yeah.
Shame.
I don't know Bill and Ted.
No?
Bill and Ted Rogers. I know Ted Rogers.
No, not Bill and Ted Rogers. I was gonna say something and now I totally forgot.
Okay, what about first of all, I want to know Christina, are you watching right now? Because I want your input on this conversation that we're about to jump into. I'm like totally taking a hard right here.
Should we give her a buffer then for now? Like until she answers if she's watching? And
Yeah,
if she's not, we just never talk about it ever again.
Yeah, 100%.
And we just shut down.
It's related to
everyone? 'Cause
COVID. That's all. I'm
Christina-
gonna spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, that's something.
Because we haven't
want to talk
we've
about.
avoided talking on it on the podcast. I think every
It's
episode.
time.
Mine and yeah.
Time.
I think it's time. I think now is the right time, and then you can
Coming
take
for
this
it.
podcast and stand against the government if that's what you do. Unless you agree with what they're doing.
This is a credible source.
This is how we're gonna
Thank you,
overthrow the
baby.
government. We're gonna
Let's
cause a ruckus.
go. This is it. This is the.
yeah, this is
stuff.
where we live up to our name.
Dude,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know
that's
we
right.
won't win because Keanu Reeves won't be on our side because we just roasted the fuck out of him.
Was it?
We didn't roast
I
him. We
feel
just
like
spoke the truth. I don't
he
think
takes
that's a roast.
criticism well.
Mhm.
I think. Didn't he donate something like 70% of his Matrix earnings to cancer research?
He did the same thing with his first movie. He gave it mostly to the people who did like the CGI and stuff.
That's sick.
Oh, Minimax watching on Twitch. That's a
Oh,
chain.
oh, let's see you on YouTube.
Okay, so she's on here.
Okay. Yeah, I thought we were expecting you on YouTube, but that's okay.
You're gonna have to read out her
Um,
responses.
I can't sign into YouTube, but I'm here. Okay. Maybe someone hacked your Google account. You should get that looked into. That sounds like a more serious issue.
She got banned for her search history.
Shit. I know.
Chris,
I mean,
Chris
I-
Evans whipped cream.
Yeah.
is Jake Gyllenhaal real?
How
And YouTube was like, cut it. She's cut. She's cut.
instead of how much hot sauce to kill semen, how much semen to kill hot sauce?
This shit's too spicy.
It's
It's just ketchup.
okay. So what's everyone's take on what's going on with the whole vax scenario where we're now shut down again? You know, the thing I find the most fascinating is about the whole vaccination scenario is, and even this applies to sports, all these athletes get, you know, forced that they have to take the vaccinations. But then when it starts spreading, which one I don't think was supposed to happen if you got the vaccines.
No, they knew you could still spread it. They just knew
Yeah.
it would be more
See-
difficult and your symptoms would be less. But go on.
Less so because then my concern is like, yeah, you guys get vaxxed and stuff, but it's like then just tell fans not to come. But like, why are sports shutting down for, for all that kind of shit? I don't know. I just think it's.
Do you think sports are essential? Do you think
No,
you
I'm
need
just
sports
using
to
that as like
live?
as a reference to, in terms of everything else
Right.
that's kind of still shutting down as a result of the same thing.
I always find it strange that. Okay, so maybe because I'm biased, because I don't watch sports. I don't think sports should be going on right now during COVID. It's contact. Like, unless you reach a non-contact sport where you can totally run it without, being in conflict. Now, that's for big group sports. Because I think UFC and, like, fighting sports where it's 1v1 should still be applicable if they both got tested and they quarantine after or something like that. Like, you
And
can
what's
work
the
stuff
reason
around
for forcing them to vaccinate if they... what's the reason then to force them to vaccinate?
are they-
Like, they couldn't play unless they were vaccinated.
Okay, so then it's like a privilege to play then. Because having the vaccine just means that you're less spreadable and your symptoms are a lot less. But I mean, isn't it more like a privilege to be like, hey, I get to play sports if I get vaccinated? Otherwise, because it's such a large group of people, and to prevent, getting to protect yourself, not even about you spreading it, but just to protect yourself more so your symptoms are less, get vaxxed.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
My question to that would be, okay, maybe in the beginning when I understood all the restrictions in the beginning, because we didn't really know anything about COVID, and obviously it was a little more severe. What we did know, we saw people were, going into the ICU. We saw people dying, and again, I think the biggest part for me was there's a big question mark with things. We don't know a whole lot about it, so let's find out some stuff, and then we can start to make our alteration stuff. But now, in our current situation, I don't see why sports should be banned. I don't think it makes any sense.
Like
we don't
more so
like where we currently are, and like with Omicron specifically, and just again the whole way this whole pandemic has progressed in present time. I personally don't think there should be any restrictions. I think everyone should be left to assume their own risks, and I really don't get why there's any
Restrictions at all?
restrictions.
So it's like herd immunity. Like this Omicron one would be the one that we should, that if you could handle it and you don't have underlying health conditions, you would get to give all the antibodies because of how weak it is.
Quote unquote mild.
Yeah,
Yes.
look, I'll be completely transparent. I got it. I got the vid. I got the cron over the holidays, and so I'll tell you guys a story. So I was training jits, and then one day I was going to do a private, and then my coach messaged me, said, "Hey, I'm going to cancel. A bunch of people are saying they're starting to feel sick, so we're going to shut down for 2 weeks just to be safe." And I was like, okay, like that's fine, I get it. So we shut down, and then obviously these new restrictions came in, so we haven't been open since. But so me just, I don't know if it was just incepting my mind of like, oh shit, people are getting sick, and when you think about it too much and you start to like, oh, am I sick? And you start paying attention too much, and you have these fake symptoms.
Right.
So I was thinking about it, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, am I getting sick? And I was like, oh, maybe, I don't know. But like I started like ODing on the vitamin D just to be safe, taking my vitamin C, my vitamin D, oil of oregano, just to boost my immune system, just to see what's going on.
How much vitamin D you take that night, huh? 2?
I'm sorry?
3 in a row? How many
Vitamin D?
Ds? Yeah.
You're running a train, baby. And I was waiting for the sickness to kick in, and it never did. And I was perfectly fine every day working out, and in fact, like doing hard workouts, like pushing my reps and breaking some of my PRs. So I was like, okay, like I'm perfectly fine. And then it turns out, I think it was 2 days after Boxing Day, my brother and I, we went, did a workout, and legit, for some reason, perfectly fine, did a strong workout, did a full body workout. And then afterwards, for some reason, I had a cough. And I couldn't stop coughing for literally like 10 to 15 minutes. And after 10 to 15 minutes, I was perfectly fine again. It was just this weird, I couldn't stop coughing. I thought my throat was dry because the basement was really hot. The furnace was fucking blasting. That's what I figured. And after I was coughing, my mom was like, you should do a test. Do a rapid test. And I was like, fuck it, I got nothing. Like, what's to lose? Let's do it. Because my sister had some. So I did it. Boom, test positive. And I was like, say what? Like, I got COVID.
You wouldn't have even known, yeah.
And I didn't even know. I wouldn't have fucking known. But it's crazy how everyone, I get it. Everyone has it differently. I get it. Because it went around my whole house. And everyone actually got sick. Everyone actually had cold symptoms. My mom had it the worst out of all of us which even still, her having it the worst wasn't all that bad. She just had a cold. She had some body aches. She got through it in like a week. It was fine. But again, the point I'm trying to make is everyone in my house got it. Some of the people who would be high risk, and they just blew through it.
Like asymptomatic or whatever.
Asymptomatic, or just a minor cold. So it's why are we doing this?
I want to call it. So Christina said 2 points. One, she said, I think it's ridiculous that professional sports are running right now. Poor small businesses, owners, like restaurant owners are struggling, yet professional athletes continue to make millions of dollars while we struggle. Yeah. The one point I'll make about that is not necessarily in defense of them, but it's the revenue that's generated as a whole from sports in general in comparison to the small. Like I'm not saying that I side with but that's the way you gotta look at it from a pure economical perspective. Is they bring in an insane amount of revenue,
sure,
which is really I think the driving factor behind a lot of this stuff. Like,
but we don't think those small businesses can, like small restaurants and stuff, can also do that.
Not the same.
No, not the same sports. Not to the scope that like the NBA as a whole.
True, but at the same time, and I do agree with what Christina's saying. Is it sucks that these multi-millionaires still get to make millions while the small businesses are suffering, these people's livelihoods that are getting lost. I agree, that sucks. If one's open, they should all be open. But why are we mad at that? Like, it's not the NBA's fault that they're allowed to play. Like, whatever. Some people got their jobs. Like, I shit on the government for that. I agree. Like, where are your priorities? Makes no sense. I agree with that. But I mean, I wouldn't be mad at the sporting and entertainment industry because they got a pass. You know what I mean?
And the other another interesting aspect to build off of that is, so a good example is Kyrie Irving from the Brooklyn Nets. So he hasn't played all season until just recently because he's refused to get vaxxed. So now he can play in other states except Brooklyn or except New York because of the vaccination requirements. So he can play road games, but then like, oh, you're coming into Brooklyn, you're not allowed to play because I guess you can't spread COVID you can spread COVID while you're in New York without the vax, but not in other states. Like the logic there is like, how does that make sense?
Nuts. It's nuts. Yeah. Mind you, I kind of like the idea that they're what?
MattFan69 said, lock old people inside. Old people are ass anyway.
If this pandemic has taught us anything, it's probably that. But
that's the point. Is the people who are at risk. That's where I think it's like, because I know people who still haven't gotten the vaccines because now where we're at, it's like, what's the point? Like, it seems like whether I get it or not, I can still get it.
I can't lie.
And the severity of how much it's going to impact me. Does it seem to make a difference whether you have the vax or not? Like I had seen some details online. It's not like I'm fucking like 40 talking about the internet. I had seen someone who was posting a story the other day challenging a lot of these vaccination rules and such, and they were saying that, and I guess Christina, you can give me feedback if you've seen this kind of trend in in hospitals and such. But they were saying that the percentage of people that are coming into the hospitals for cases, and I don't know what tests or what results this was, like if this was specific to Canada or Ontario, but the percentage of people that were being hospitalized were people who were vaccinated. A smaller percentage of unvaccinated people were being hospitalized for COVID than the ones that were vaccinated. And I don't know.
But the reason that stat shouldn't be looked at like that is because, yes, that is probably true, because I remember seeing those stats too, is that the majority of people going into the hospitals were vaccinated, but majority of the population is vaccinated.
Yeah, so you'll have those.
So it doesn't make so it's proportionate. But then if you look at how many people in the hospital are in the ICU, it gets swapped around. There's 3/4 of the ICU are unvaccinated people. So obviously if 85% of the population is vaccinated and this thing is run through everybody, obviously that is going to stay.
Yeah, and in fact, if there were equal numbers, you'd be like, okay, then that just shows like 15%. You know what I mean? Still.
Yeah, because it's like, and I'm funny, MattFan69 saying he doesn't want to agree with anti-vax Matt. I'm not saying that I'm anti-vax. I'm just saying it's very interesting where we are at now as a society perspective, because it's like, now where do we draw the line? Now precedents have been set about, like, what is this, like, just now what we have to expect from society, that we clear out for 6 months and then all of a sudden, oh, new variant. Like, is this now just perpetually how we're gonna move forward in life?
Exactly, which is why I didn't like, and I hope it doesn't happen. And to be honest, I haven't followed up on it, but I did see a week, maybe 2 weeks ago, they were talking about changing the definition of being fully vaxxed to having 2 vaccinations plus the booster. And I was like,
That's ridiculous.
I was like, that is stupid, because at that point, there's no end in sight. As soon as you do that, it's like, okay, well, why not the 4th? Why not the 5th? Why not the 6th? And why not?
Isn't it also because they don't have an antigen yet? Because we are mRNA, right? So we need an antigen one. But the thing is, your antibodies still, they don't last forever. So just like the flu, you get a booster shot for the flu. Right?
Which is why, honestly, I think the Omicron thing, and quite honestly, me getting it and my whole household getting it, to me, a little bit of weight was lifted off my shoulders. Because I was like, I'm kind of not like worried anymore. Also, like, now that I'm a double vax plus antibodies that fought the actual virus in my body, like, I'm fucking invincible right now. Like, bring it. COVID wants to fight me. I'll kick its ass right now.
Don't say that ever when you walk into a hospital in front of a bunch of nurses. They'll all just...
Okay.
Don't be scared of COVID, be scared of me.
To see exactly what Christina would say to that.
So I just want to call a few comments. So Kempo Consulting said, those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty or safety. That's deep.
That is deep.
That's very deep.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I was gonna say there's always time for compromise, but you're right. Giving up essential liberty, yeah, there's no time.
It just sounded pretty
that's
poetic.
fair.
So
I agree.
I
agree with it.
I like it.
Here's the problem. Sorry, real quick. That's the fucking problem. Is Kempo is obviously sober enough to write some poetic shit like that. I prefer Kempo when there's spelling errors. I can't understand what he's saying.
Where he quotes Spider-Man.
No holds bar, just straight.
No holds bar Kempo. Yeah, where he's belligerent and don't even know if he knows he's touching a keyboard right now.
You know what that quote would have been?
Artist.
If he was drunk, it would have been with great power comes great spaghetti. We would have loved it.
It would have been better. It would have hit a little harder.
The Minimax said, what's important to look at is what other comorbidities these vaccinated people have, because that puts them at risk. But consider that if they weren't vaccinated, it would be much worse.
Sure.
But is that also just something that's like, what are the statistics to show that? Like, unvaccinated people with the comorbidities that have that, or is that just something that's just stated that it'd be worse if you didn't have the vax? You know what I mean?
True. I do wonder what the data is like. I don't have anything.
I'm assuming that there's stats behind
would be
it.
interesting.
Or else we would have a huge issue.
The other thing that, and then Matt Fan69 said Lukasz looks like he has an antibody, but spelt it like anti, like AUNTY. So what?
How much worse is that than a dad bod?
An anti-Bodsky?
Anti-Bodsky, bud. It's so hard to explain the benefit of and that's why when we hang out next, I want to chat about this because and I think Jacob also is very excited to talk about this kind of stuff with what's happened lately. Yeah. But
he's basically wrote on a notepad, and when he goes to sleep, his notepad's like.
Yeah, it's just the other thing you got to think about too is the financial backings to a lot of these things that I don't think people, or maybe they do, but like take into perspective is like how much profit is there behind persuading people to take another booster shot, because there's obviously revenue generated for producing the booster shots. I've heard it's something upwards of $1 billion in revenue that's at stake. And like that's a ton of money for anyone involved in that, whether you're the pharmaceuticals. So it's like, of course, if you're talking that kind of money, people are going to want to push directives to, you know what I mean? Not that, again, I'm just saying things that I've heard. I don't know, how much of this is true. I just like to, provoke conversation.
Yeah, I mean, it makes
sense. And
the
same thing too, like, doesn't Doug Ford have, like, isn't he enrolled in a mask, or he has like a mask business? So like, of course he would never lift mask mandates because he profits when masks are selling, right?
Yeah, but he's probably had that mask business before COVID. Have you seen his face?
Jacob says, or Jake says, what do you guys think about Logan Paul spending 3.5 million on first edition Pokemon boxes, only for them to be filled with GI Joe?
I saw that.
Did that happen?
Yeah, I saw that this morning.
It's
No.
so funny because you see Logan
No.
Paul posted with like the picture of the Pokemon box cards and stuff like underneath, but it's all fake inside. But yeah, dude, I think that's hilarious. I think it's even funnier the fact that they faked it with GI Joe cards, bro. I think that's all funny.
When he opens it, he's like, "Fuck, no way, fuck," and then he opens it, he's like, "Fuck, anything but GI Joe," and then the video like cuts.
That's fucking hilarious. That's amazing.
Jake, thanks for that. That's actually I did see that this morning. That was hilarious. Kempo said Pfizer had a revenue of 35 billion last year. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like you're talking insane.
We're gonna send Pfizer to the space. To the space.
I think it's time for a shot. It's almost 10 o'clock, so we should probably do it at 10. But
Sure.
Yeah, that's the thing that I think is no one really looks at. Is it goes. Oh, sorry, Christina's just posted a huge comment. So, is that there's the piece of this that I think unfortunately is often overlooked is the financial backings that plays into all of this.
Yeah.
Is
It's undeniable.
how much money is on the table when you look at administering or requiring additional booster shots or because like when does this just turn in?
You had the same comment as me.
Jake says the GI Joe cards are valued at $360. Yo, whoever ripped them off like that, all the power to that guy. I'm jealous, but that is amazing.
Do you think they caught whoever it was they bought it off of?
Oh, like where did like maybe they got a workaround where like they didn't say that it was authentic Pokemon cards. You know what I mean?
It might have been some fine print or something. It was something. You got played.
Want,
That's so funny.
I just want to read Christina's comment here. I think the other issue is that no one sees what we see every day. We see people struggling to breathe, giving them medications to make them go to sleep so that they can take control of their body, giving them medication to support their blood pressure, starting machines when their kidneys shut down. And it's all fine and dandy to say, well, it won't happen to me, but what if it does? I'd rather protect myself so I can significantly limit my chances. Hashtag frontline worker. Okay, yeah, so and I appreciate that. You know, that's the thing is, I think there's a lot of perspectives that don't get portrayed in the light that it needs to for people to really understand.
But I think what she said there is perfectly fine, and that's great. And I think she said it herself.
But here comes a but.
But absolutely, there's a but there. And I think she said it perfectly. Is she said she wants to protect herself and do everything to mitigate those risks, right? Which is exactly what I support. Is assume your own risks, do your own thing. Government should fuck off or not. Like, yeah, sure, Christina, if you want to get double vax, boosted, second booster, third, fourth, I don't care. Do it. Do what you want to do. That's perfectly fine. But fuck off with telling me what I need to do. Fuck off telling me I'm not allowed to go eat at a restaurant.
Correct.
I'm not allowed to go see.
What about the take? What about the take in I think it's in Nova Scotia where if you're not vaccinated, you can't go to the grocery stores. Like, what's your take?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
That's insane.
But the problem is like, I think you might see these in the the smaller provinces, but realistically, what's stopping them from coming to Ontario is just the scale of like if something like that were to happen here, there'd be fucking riots. Like,
we'd lose our shit.
But it looks like they're trying to ease it in places where they can they can manage it, right? But who knows? How do you know that that's not the case, or that's not the agenda or the initiative?
I think they know. I'd be surprised if that's the agenda. To be honest with you, they're gonna try their hardest to keep minimizing it until you have to.
The reason I don't think that's true is because I don't think it's a surprise to anybody, but the government spies on everything. They're using our phone.
There was another rumor about that.
Yes.
Did you hear that?
I don't think it was a rumor. I think it was
confirmed. That guy addressing they accessed like 35 million Canadians cell phone devices.
87% of Canadians to track what their movement was over the holidays with COVID. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I have nothing to hide. But the reason I don't think they would be implementing those things in Ontario is because with that technology, they know that I live in Ontario, and they're scared of me because I have COVID antibodies in my body, double vaxxed. I train jujitsu. It's not gonna fucking do it.
I know,
and that's a fact.
And then Minimax said the government should be responsible for paying your healthcare if you refuse vaccination, and that's a hot topic and very controversial. Then you could then because they pay for our healthcare, right? Like with us being with our taxes. So realistically, Matt Fan69 said the same thing: is that would you sign away your universal healthcare to not get vaxxed? And that's where I don't know. Like,
No, I still say no. That doesn't make much sense to me. Because you're still, I'm like, let's say I choose not to get vaccinated. I'm still paying my taxes into healthcare. Like that's the same thing as me saying, like, I could go into LCBO right now and buy 10 bottles of tequila, and no one's gonna stop me. And I can go home and drink all. Yeah, stop myself. That's a lot of money. And then I can go home, drink, a bottle, and get fucking wasted, get alcohol poisoning, go to the hospital, and no one's gonna stop me. No one's gonna stop me in any process. And then I could go do it again tomorrow and the day after, and no one's stopping me. What's the difference here? Like, I'm assuming my own risk. You're treating me like an adult. I'm still paying my taxes into my health care. You're still going to treat me when I go to the hospital with alcohol poisoning. Why is this different?
I think the difference is that because COVID is potentially contagious.
Because I'm risking other people?
Potentially. Okay. I mean, right?
Okay,
I would think that's the only difference.
That's right. Okay, sure. So I'm assuming risk for other people instead of just myself.
That's what I would interpret as really the...
Okay, so then why would... Okay, so if I choose not to get vaccinated, but stay in my house until this whole thing is over, why would I have to forfeit my universal health care? I'm still not assuming any risk. I order Instacart. I don't leave my house at all. Everything is delivered to my house, but somehow I still catch COVID. I still can't get my health care for that? That's a little whack.
The taxes you pay don't cover and will not cover the cost of healthcare. But whose healthcare?
Oh no,
like mine? Like how do you? But what if I've never go to the? Yeah, we need to elaborate on that piece because are you saying the taxes that Lee pays doesn't cover the cost of his healthcare specifically?
Yeah, what does that mean? Yeah.
And then Matt Fan 69 also agreed with that. And then
I guess
Mini Max said this is an in-person conversation. Are you free in June 2025 when the lockdown is over?
Yeah, honestly.
Honestly, the lockdown will never be over. If this continues, it's going to be like this every year. Because when do we draw the line?
That's what I'm saying.
What if there's a new variant every year? Like the flu,
there is.
Because it is like a flu.
And we're already at the point where the variant is a minor cold. Legit, again, and I know I said this. I was like asymptomatic. I had nothing. But other people who I spoke to who had COVID was like, this was the mildest sickness I've had my entire life. Like, I've had regular colds that were far worse than this. And they're like, of all the sicknesses I've ever had in my life, this COVID Omicron thing was the easiest. And I understand that part of that could be because they're vaccinated, so they had a better time fighting it and the symptoms were less severe. I get all that. But I'm just saying, the point is, what is it? 85% of the population is vaccinated, double vaccinated. Leave it alone. Let's go. Let's roll.
Well, Kemble brought up a good point.
How long are we stopping the world? Sorry, go on.
That even if we forced 100% vaccination, we would have to basically shut down our borders completely to prevent new cases because other countries are not going to be the same as us. So if someone flies in from a country where vaccines are, who gives a shit, then it's like, are we going to then start shutting them down to really close off and make it 100% vaccine? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, Kemble even made a comment about that, Lee. Sorry. He said, even if you believe in vaccinations working and you believe vaccination of 100% of the population would eradicate the disease, unless you're going to never let anyone else in the country or vaccinate the entire world, it will never work because there will always be the few that aren't.
Exactly.
And that's why no mandates will ever work. And he said, even if you believe this nonsense.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Which is fair.
Like I said, I supported it in the beginning because I think we needed a buffer to figure things out. To say, what the fuck is going on? And analyze the severity, deal with it. Yeah, I get whole not letting the hospitals get overflowed with patients and stuff. I get all that. But I think we're at a point now, we've got a pretty good understanding. To my knowledge, and Christina can correct me if I'm wrong, but the hospitals are not overflowing. I think it's something like 35% of ICU beds are still open. Not to say that that alone in and of itself should be the reason that we kind of ease up on the mandates, but definitely.
Yeah, I want to bring up what Christina has said because I think it ties into a point that I want to make it, and then Leah, I think you might be on the same page as me. But
Sure.
she said, sorry, for example, a heart surgery in the U.S. costs hundreds of thousands of dollars, which I guarantee majority of people can't pay out of their pocket for. Or a heart valve, just a heart valve here is $25,000, and this was a few years ago. That's not including the staff, medications, equipment. So you can't tell me for every time you use the healthcare system, you've paid for it in taxes, especially patients with chronic conditions, diabetes requiring dialysis, etc. But
I see.
I'm not that person, so me not getting the vaccine, like the people that are having this experience, then yes, then they would be the ones that should be mandated to get the vaccine because they're the ones at risk. I'm not at risk where I don't think my medical bills in a year, I think like the amount of taxes that I paid towards like a medical perspective,
Right.
I don't think I spend that.
But
God forbid something like insane happens.
But I think at this point too is what they're saying is like, since if you were to be unvaccinated, it just means that you spread it more, which means you can be at more danger to other people, where people who are vaccinated have a less chance to spread it.
Do they have a less chance to spread it?
Yes, you spread it more when you're vaccinated because you have basically stronger output.
Really?
Yeah, like getting vaccinated is supposed to be reducing the amount you spread and your symptoms.
I thought it was just symptoms.
No, both.
Oh, okay, interesting. But
But yeah, either way, you'll still run into a vicious cycle where if you run out of antibodies, you're gonna need a booster. So you'll still run into a vicious cycle of constantly re-upping.
Yeah, Kempo also makes a decent point here. He says the hospitals were overflowing before COVID, and I agree with that. The only reason I think, in the beginning of COVID, where it was a decent argument, is why are we overflowing with something that we can manage? Like, yeah, I get it. Our healthcare has a shit ton of issues in and of itself, and yeah, there's always
scapegoat.
Yeah,
Perfect
exactly.
scapegoat.
Perfect scapegoat. I agree with that, but also, like I said, like we don't need another reason for things to be delayed in long lineups and shit like that. So it was something that we can mitigate to a degree. Why don't we just do our parts in that? I get that, but I see both sides of that for sure.
Sorry, while we have a pause in conversation here, we should do a shot because we missed 10 o'clock by 5 minutes.
Yeah, baby, let's go.
Thank you everyone again for tuning in. We'll get back to this conversation, which I'm surprised we went this long though without talking about it because we just tried to avoid it
a whole year.
We thought people wouldn't want to talk about it, but it looks like that's not the case. It feels like, I think it's good because a lot of people, especially Christina, really appreciate everything that you do, especially in the healthcare community.
Yeah.
And it's very valuable to have your input from the other side because I don't really think anyone here has that type of experience or visibility to speak to. So very appreciative of you, providing that insight and experience that helps us give a picture from the side that we don't get to see.
Agreed.
So cheers to that. Cheers to the healthcare workers that, we know you guys have all been busting your ass for. So
cheers.
Yeah,
to all
for
you
sure.
guys.
Cheers. My God. I really got to prepare myself for Mexico. Because right now, shots are hurting.
Well, they water down your drinks anyway there, so.
I hate when people say that. They don't. They
don't
really
think
don't.
so? There's times where
that.
I've been on like a resort and I'll get a drink. I'm like, there could be zero alcohol in this. I wouldn't know.
But if you order a shot, you think they're gonna water down your
sure.
shot?
See, the thing is, I usually order like mixed drinks, like 2, and just go and walk away.
Well, even so, I watch them make my drink. And I'm like, oh yeah, you just fucked me up there. And like, I know they're not watering it down. Especially this last time I went, because there was this one. I'm pretty sure I've told you guys this story, but whatever, I'll say on the podcast too, because it's been a while. My wife to be and I were both sitting beside the pool. She's suntanning and falling asleep, and I'm basically by myself drinking. And I had like 3 tequila lemonades and 4 or 5 shots with it, and I was fighting for my life. I was going to die in that pool, and I literally had to put all of my energy to keep my head above the water and be like, yo. I literally was just sitting there in the pool, staring down, focusing. Like,
do you think anyone else noticed that you were fighting
together.
for your life?
I hope so. I really hope that one day I stumble upon some video on Instagram of someone like on the other side of the pool zooming in on me, being like, "Yeah, this guy's fucked," because I was a mess. Literally just trying. I'm sure my head was fucking bobbing and everything because I was passing out, and I finally built up the courage to like speak because like I couldn't even speak. And I turned over and I was like, yo, we got to go to the room. And she's like, yeah, let's do that. I was like, fucking hell. I ran to the room because I needed to sleep. I was ruined. And my point being is I drink that kind of shit at a party. And yeah, I'll still get smashed, obviously. But
not to that extent.
No, it's fucking dead. I mean, mind you, the sun, swimming, you're being active and stuff. Like, that'll do it too. But
You know what? I don't know about you guys, but I have not been drinking recently. I literally have not
Yeah, me either.
drinking any alcohol since the new year. Since last year. Sorry.
I'm pretty sure I haven't drank since
Last year, fuck this guy. Honestly, so much. I
yeah,
hate when you do that
mid-December. Mid-December. Either way, we got to get in shape, boys, because 3 months. 3 months till we go away.
shit. P90X. Hell yeah. That's what I'm on. I just started, by the way. Or I'm starting on Monday.
Rome
but
wasn't
I've
built
done...
in a day, and neither was your body.
Yeah, it's been built in 29.
Variety is a spice of life, baby. Those are all P90X quotes, by the way.
Sperm is too spicy. Is another one.
One thing here, one thing I want to call out. Kempo said, "I just have one question for you. Please let me know of one government-run agency that runs well, effectively, and efficiently." And he said, "This is not a beat up of frontline workers. It's a beat up of the government that does not know how to run anything well." I think that's a good point. Like, Service Ontario is a shit show every time you try to go there.
Really? No.
Would LCBO not be one?
Oh,
I think LCBO's run pretty well.
Yeah. I've never had issues going there. That's a good.
I don't know. Kempo, do you know anything about LCBO being kind of a shit show? Because if I'm not mistaken, I feel like that might be one of the best ones.
What he said, he's trying to move our discussion to a more broader discussion away from COVID, where COVID just shines a light on a bigger issue that needs to be dealt with. COVID just lights the fire of a dumpster full of poop that's just been sitting in the backyard. That's a great
I agree,
point.
100%. I do agree.
Matt Fan 69 wants to know if Lee has Lee invited all of the OG Ruckus fans to the wedding.
100%. I'm telling you this right now. Anyone who's a fan, anyone who knows us, you are more than welcome to join us in Mexico for the wedding. April 16th to 23rd, Hard Rock Hotel, Riviera Maya. Be there. Let's hang out. I don't care. Let's turn it up.
And apparently Luke is a liar because he drank wine the other night. No, but I think Lucas said vodka specifically.
I think he said alcohol.
I think I said alcohol.
He did. Wow.
Fucking liar. That's how much he's drinking.
No, you know what's so funny about that
That's
too
fun.
is like I drink that wine like by myself too. Like Christina had one glass.
Okay, so one point Tempo said was, Lee, have you bought booze in a country outside of Canada?
Yes.
Any other country?
Yes, I have. And
Booze anywhere is cheaper.
way cheaper. Way cheaper. Like, for example, this bottle that I'm drinking here, this in Canada, I imagine would have been something like $60 or so.
You said LCBO runs well because it's a monopoly. How
It
do
is,
you
100%
pass?
it is.
How do you pass Go in LCBO?
Those
when
guys,
do you do
Dr.
that?
Seuss now, rhyming and shit.
You have to open the cash register and you just grab 200.
Yeah, that's what, I'm not robbing. I'm passing Go. My dog could run a company and run a. I don't.
He's drinking now. He's drinking now. This is what,
The lemon's
the
getting
water.
to him.
The water and lemon is. I was gonna say. I don't know why. I
The
said
water
that like
lemon.
water lemon.
water lemon.
I see your point though, Kempo. I do see your point, but to be fair, you said name a government-run agency. I did it. You lose. You lose.
You have to take a shot.
I got
of toilet water since it's dry month.
No, he can't even drink water. It's dry.
Oh yeah, it's dry. Or you know what? You could do it out of the back of the toilet since it's not as bad.
Oh goodness. I'm trying to think of another government run agency that's decent.
Service Ontario is definitely not.
Horrible. Horrible.
Okay, MattFan69 from Twitch, Kempo, he says, why don't you just run for office and fix it or shut the fuck up?
But do we think Service Ontario is run horrendously, or it's the people who always come unprepared that hold up the line?
Both. It's
No,
both.
I think it's
both.
Yeah, Service Ontario sucks.
I think it's more
No,
the
it's
customers. The amount of times where I've been stuck in front of someone
it's both.
who has zero documents on him, they're like, hey, do you have your paperwork ready? No. Do you have your ID? Oh, it's in my car. And I'm like, what the fuck is going
No,
on?
it's
Like, were you not ready?
I've gone to one that, no joke, there was like 30 people in line and there was like 2 people working. It's like, you got to be fucking kidding
What if
me.
someone
Like,
called in
there's-
sick?
They all had COVID, bro. Come on.
No, this was before COVID. This was like pre-COVID times.
They had it. The government was withholding the information. It wasn't time for the pandemic.
The one thing is like, it just
Yo, Lee.
I almost forgot what I was gonna. I actually forgot what I was
You
gonna
know what it is?
What?
It's because
What?
one employee was out getting donuts, the other one's out getting coffee, and the third one was sick.
That's fucking us. That's us at our warehouse.
That's us at our work.
Anyone complains that they're not getting their orders in time because
Wow.
we went for donuts.
Okay, so Emma is apparently the one who holds up the lines because she says, "I never know what I need to bring with me to Service Ontario." What are you going there for? Like
Okay,
that should
hold on.
answer your question.
Hold on. I have to defend my wife to be here for a second. Yeah, okay, I'll give you this. Yes, she's the person who holds up the line in Service Ontario. But where I'm going to defend her is she's also the person to hold up the line everywhere because she doesn't know about anything.
She goes to the grocery store.
You go to McDonald's. She's like, oh no, you go to Tim Hortons. You'd be like, "Can I get a Big Mac?" They're like, "Ma'am."
Yo, she's the girl who will go. No, she's
Ma'am,
the
come
girl-
on.
She's the girl who will go into the line at McDonald's. At least this is before when she could have gluten. We'd go into the line and I'm like, "Hey, what do you want?" She's like, "Oh, I just got a Big Mac combo." Cool. I pull up to the window. I'm like, "Yo, can I get a junior chicken McDouble and a Big Mac combo?" And then while I'm ordering, she's like, "Ooh, and a McFlurry." And it's like, "Bitch, I'm already like, you can't add shit now."
No, that is the worst.
I
It's like when I
hate
go up
that.
to the window,
hate
I do
that.
this with Nikki, where I'll go up to the window and I'll be like, "What do you want?" She's like, "I don't know yet." I was like, "We're at the window. Like, you have to know. You need to know right now what we're ordering." I'm
You know
like,
what it
"You
is?
can't hold up the line."
Yo, when Emma adds on to your menu, that's what happened to Doctor Strange in the spell because he kept adding on shit. Like, add pickles, add pickles to the chicken nuggets.
She probably started the pandemic.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Hot take. That's a hot take.
Yeah.
And then even I hate holding up lines. That's like one of my I can't be the person holding up lines.
Yo,
ever.
you know
ever.
what's one of the most stressful things is when you're in the drive-through and you pull up to the window to pay, and no one's there, and you're like, and you're there for a
God,
good
I think
minute,
it's me.
and you're like, yo, guys, it's not me. No one's there. It's not me. No
I
one's there.
don't get the
I hate
anxiety.
Yo, what about? Okay, thank you. What about the one though where you ever get that thing where you pay with cash and you get the change, but you're trying to run quick, so instead of like putting the bills and stuff, you just like stuff it all in your. Yeah, because you're just trying to like get the hell out of there.
No, but sometimes they also hand it to you where like, because they'll hand you the bill, so you grab the bill and they put the money right on top of the bill. So like, I can't. So you're just like, oh, thank you, and you just fucking crush it and fucking shove it in your pocket. Because typically,
worst.
you hand me the cash first, cool, and then I'll close my hand for the bill, right? So I can grab the bill,
Yes.
put it away, and then change. But they'll just sometimes like sandwich it, like
But-
change bill, change. I'm like, what rotation was
No,
that?
no.
But are you putting the bills right away into your wallet?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Really?
you're an asshole.
No.
I put the bills
bro.
away.
Yo, if I'm behind in
and
the line,
then
I'm
and then
putting on the
and then I inspect the bag and then I give them the thumbs up. Then I turn back and give the guy behind me a thumbs up, and we're all good.
Yo, if I'm ever behind you, oh god, I gotta tell you this.
No, it's not true. I am also very conscious of being like, oh shit, like even like in grocery store, I'm like, put my debit card in the wallet, and if it like starts going crooked, I'll just slap my wallet and just throw it in my pocket as well.
You'll do it later.
Yeah. Or I just
That's how you have to do.
or
That's how you have to do.
You just throw your debit card like in your pocket randomly, and you're like, yo, where the fuck was it?
It's so funny that like we don't want to be the inconvenience of like someone else's time
For like
other
5
people-
seconds.
For like other people, there are people who just like don't give a fuck about that.
They don't.
So
I'm one of those people. Like, if the person in front of me is saying time,
Yeah, I don't care, but I don't want to be the
But
person.
if it's me, no. I'm so sorry. You have a busy day. You have things to do. I'm so sorry. Oh man.
Dude,
No, but I was gonna put a reference. I gotta tell you this story. So, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm the warehouse manager at my job. Like, I run the show, and I have this one employee there who, he's a funny guy. Matt, you know exactly who I'm talking about. And there's this one.
what's his name?
I can't say his name. I'll
Matt.
leave him.
Lee fan 6868.
Yes. Multiple times he's told me to hurry up, which I just can't understand. Like, I can't ever imagine myself being in a job where I tell my boss to hurry up. Like, there was literally this one time. So just a little background story for everybody. He's like, I need to verify that people have picked their orders properly. So he comes up to me with his order and he's like, hey, Lee, can you sign it? I'm like, yeah, sure. And I go over and I'm criticizing that his cart was a fucking mess and everything's facing different directions. I'm like, yo, look, man, you got to organize cart. And he literally looked at me like this. He went like this. And I was like, excuse me, like what the fuck?
Bro,
What
you're
was-
fired.
And then I had a huddle like the other morning, and I like call everyone in, and I'm like, all right, everybody, I got like announcements for you. And usually whenever I start my huddles, I'll start with some chit chat, and then I'll get into business. Like, hey, what's up, guys? And he's like, get on with it. And I was like, what? Who are you talking to like that?
He is
So I'm
so
just saying, it's
funny.
like, if
You
Lucas
should
is,
say- You should say the next time someone tells me to hurry up, they're getting fucking fired. Just so you guys know. And then just like grill them while you're saying it too.
just stare at him the whole time I say it. Oh, it's so
Yeah,
funny.
That's
so
nuts. That's
this-
a hot take.
The same guy, he just very, very oblivious with his hand actions in general and how they could come off rudely. So one time he even asked for Lee's help, and when Lee came over, he's like, "Oh, I don't need you anymore."
Literally, he shooed me away, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Insane. He didn't even make eye contact either. He's like, "Oh, I don't need you."
Yeah, Lee's getting bullied at work.
I am.
That's-
But the whole reason I told that story is because if Lucas is ever in front of me in a line and he's taking his time to put his money away, I'm gonna be like, "Get on with it. Let's
Because-
go."
Because of this story, actually, I do it to Christina all the time. Like when she like parks her car in the driveway, I'll like move my blinds to my window, and be like,
Come on,
and she'll even say okay, and then like name the name of the coworker. But yeah,
It's so good. Love that guy.
Yeah, I just to go back. Like I can't be the person holding up the line. That's like, I don't know. It's like an anxiety that is induced into me that I'm like, which is funny because like Nick is the kind of person. This actually happened. We went to Mary Brown's. We get the I don't even know what I don't even know what the sandwich there is called. It's like a Big Mary or something like that. But we get it plain, like no lettuce, no mayo.
as someone who's never been to
Ma-
Mary's Brown,
mayo-
How the fuck do you get it then?
Mayo is so disgusting. I get it with shredded cheese on it, so it's good. So we get them, and then she always checks the sandwiches, always. And I literally now I'm at a point where like we're at the window. I'm like, you have till the stop sign in front of where we're going. Like I'm gonna just kind of like put it in drive and just take the car like the brakes off. And you have till there, and then if it's you don't check by then, like we're just going home with the food. And
It
that
is what it
time
is.
they gave it to us wrong. She's like, "See, this is why we checked."
No way.
So she had to go. Like she went in and like switched it, and I was like, I'm like, this never happens to me. I'm like, I've never ever gotten like the wrong food going through the drive-thru, and I'm like the most plain person in the world. But it's like, I'm like the people in line behind us are gonna be like, now they have to wait an extra 5 minutes. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Fuck.
I can't be that person. I can't be that guy.
No.
ultimately though, people have to know it's not your fault. The only time I ever blame the customer is when they have a massive order, like 2 gigantic duffel bags worth of Tim Hortons like donuts and like shit. I'm like,
The only
bro,
reason
calm
I'm
down.
mad is because I'm jealous. Like, why?
Yo, sometimes it is
Can
jealousy.
I get some of that? Can I get some of
Yeah,
that?
when I see
Yeah.
them get 2 trays of ice caps, I'm like, bro,
You don't need all
you
that.
don't need 8.
Let's
No,
go.
the worst is when they're trying to like dispute like the transaction for
Yes.
something like I have points but it didn't use my points, it used my money, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, bro, it's like fucking $2. I'm like,
Yeah, take a fucking hike. Let's go.
like just pay the $2 and like deal with it another
So-
time.
so-
It's like, why'd you choose violence this morning? Like I don't know.
That's why I also
I don't
get scared
understand.
to redeem lottery tickets because I don't want to be that guy holding up the line. I always
do
get
it.
scared. 'cause
No,
I-
that's different. You can win a ton of money, dude. That could be like
Use the
millions
app.
of
Just
dollars.
use the app.
no, because
Oh,
I'll,
yeah, there you go.
I'll have people in front of me like it's generally sorry, old people.
Yeah,
who do
what?
this,
That was a mix.
that they'll take like 15 minutes and they'll have to open a new register. Like someone's like starting like
I've seen that.
they're in the
yeah.
back early for their shift, like 10 15 minutes. Like, can you start early? Like this guy's like,
And then it goes
fucking
like-
80 lotto tickets.
Gang on, gang on. You're just like
Free
you're
play.
like-
Sick.
You're like, bro, yeah, you're
Winner.
like you won like 6
Winner.
new free
Gang
tickets.
on.
It's like, it's like
That's
shit,
fucking
dude.
Yeah, then they order more tickets with their winning tickets.
Yes. Oh.
It's a
Oh.
perpetual cycle,
And
dude.
for this one, can I get encore? Just 1 line per ticket. So I want 16 tickets total. You know what? My grandson might want one. Get 50 million tickets total.
You know, those guys actually probably went in when they were like 25, and they've just been there cycling nonstop. Just aged in that gas station.
She even want anything.
Yep.
Winner! Gagnon! Yeah! He's like looking behind him, and everyone's like, fuck you, dude. Fuck you.
like, bro, I'm just trying to pay for my gas.
Yeah, legit. Yo, why are
Did you
people
know
still
that-
going in to pay for gas?
Yeah, that's true. It's all about Speed Pass
Yeah,
Plus.
because when you get energy drinks and shit.
Why are you going to the gas station? Just get them at the grocery store.
They're
You're
cheaper
paying more per.
No, they're cheaper at the gas station, believe it or not.
No.
They typically are. Yeah.
No.
You'll get them like 3 for $5. Where at the grocery store, you don't even get 2 for $6 sometimes.
No, you got to go to Costco because that's where you get everything in bulk for cheap.
Bro, they'll have like a 2-liter Red Bull.
Yeah. Do
you say,
you
like,
want
it's a bad
bulk or
thing?
no? Yeah.
That's sick, actually. Yeah. 4-liter.
Funny thing about the lottery, I think this was back in like the early 1900s, but there was like this mafia group I think it was in New York. I could be very wrong about both the year and the time, but this happened. We talked about it in math class in high school.
Is this one of those math problems that are made up just so you can do the calculation?
No.
This 84 apples.
This was to show the exclamation mark beside like 649, for example, like how to calculate the odds of winning 649. It's like 6 exclamation mark times 49 exclamation mark divided by I think 6 exclamation. Anyways, so what happened was in New York at the time, the lottery amount had gotten so large that the mafia went and bought 1 ticket of every possible combination, and they had profited off of winning the lottery, and that's why they like banned it, that you couldn't do that. Like you couldn't go and buy collectively like every possible combination of lottery numbers because someone at one point did it. But it was just because we were talking about the lottery and that. But yeah, I'm like, who fucking thinks of that? Like who at that time was like, yo, let's just buy 1 of every possible combination. Because it's like stupid amount. It's like fucking like, I don't know what the 649 odds of winning are. It's like 1 in like 15 million or something stupid.
Oof. So speaking of which, no one claimed the last Lotto Max for 70 mil. And could you imagine? Because obviously
I thought they did
not claimed the last draw. I heard that they didn't get anyone pull yet, unless they just recently pulled.
No, they did because it dropped again.
Did it? Okay, well.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you were someone who had a winning ticket and you didn't check your ticket?
You never do, like you threw it away or something, or you misplaced it. I mean, I guess what you don't know doesn't hurt you. But if you knew, if somehow you knew, or like, because if you go on the app, it'll tell you like, oh, you have a winning ticket or something, and they just forgot their password or something. Like, I can never access it.
So the odds of winning Lotto Max are 1 in 33 million. And right now, one Lotto Max play is about $5. So
$5. You said it like that.
No. Times. So the amount of the lottery to be worth buying every single ticket would have to be $166.5 million to be worth buying every ticket, unless you're talking about the U.S. Powerball. That shit. No, Powerball.
Is it Powerball? Oh,
yeah, it's just how they say it. No, it's just how they say it with their accent. You think they're saying
Powerball? Yeah, maybe, probably.
And that number is a fucking insane. The odds of winning the Powerball jackpot are 1 in 292 million.
Whew.
How much is the jackpot for that though?
Does that have a cap?
I don't know. I have no idea. The Powerball jackpot was $632 million.
Yeah, I go to space.
Yeah.
You'd be halfway to a billionaire winning that much money.
That is insane. You know what's
like,
funny though?
You know what? You would probably place in like some of the richest people in the world off of sheer luck.
That's insane. Started from the bottom.
Yeah.
Now we're putting hot sauce in condoms. That's how that song goes, right?
Yeah. Now it does. That's the remastered.
That's why when it's pouring in the hot sauce, it's like start from the bottom, kill the whole crew fucking here.
That's it.
But
look at that. That time is wrapping up.
Holy shit! Look at that. Look at us fucking go there, boys.
It's like we've done this before for a whole last year.
Insane. Let us know. Let
us know.
I think the COVID conversation. I think. Wait, what? What did you say?
You said let us know. Let us know what?
The context of.
Oh, what? I was gonna say let us know how you guys what your thoughts were on this episode, but I stopped because I got excited talking about the next point. I got ahead of myself.
Okay.
I think it was good to talk about COVID because we never had, and I think I think it's honestly a conversation we could have any podcast because things are always changing so much about what's going on with it. Again, Shout out to Minimac for your feedback, your input, and your frontline work.
And you as
It's
well,
very
Kempo.
greatly appreciated. Kempo, appreciate your input. MattFan6969, it's obviously great to see you back in action.
Kempo, we'd appreciate it a little more if you'd run for office and
Yeah,
fix this
correct.
shit.
Because then you can fix the problems instead of just bitch about them. We're also disappointed that Carl was not here, so we're gonna have to next time he's here, we're gonna have to fucking really give him a hard time about that. Everyone, we'll coordinate it. We'll all just say like "fuck you, Carl" or
Yeah, if
whatever at
anyone
the same time.
knows Carl, just give him a big fuck you for us, please.
Yeah.
Please
Maybe we'll make a shirt that says "fuck you, Carl."
Yeah.
Fuck you too, Carl. Actually, we'll get it.
Done.
Let's say
Boom.
"fuck you, Lucas" on the front, and on the back it'll say "fuck you too, Carl."
I like it.
There you go.
But that's another episode in the books. Welcome to the new year, and we'll see you guys next Friday. Fridays from now on until further notice.
I'm grateful that we swapped the Fridays.
Oh shit! Grateful. What are you grateful for, man?
Oh shit! Yeah, sorry. No, I was hoping one of you guys would tune in because I was doing all the end work there. So thank you guys.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Lucas had it.
Lucas, what are you thankful for?
That we're back to Fridays, baby. We can
Oh,
start
I thought you were gonna say.
drinking
I thought you were gonna say transportation.
again. As you guys all know.
I thought you were gonna start 2022 with the transportation. Thank you. So you're thankful for Fridays,
Oh,
for,
yeah.
for the podcast on Fridays specifically,
That's
not
right.
just Friday being a day of the week, but that we do the podcast on Fridays.
Big
No,
day.
I'm
yeah.
more grateful for Thursdays now. Thursdays are my Fridays.
Fair. Okay. Lee, what about you?
I'm grateful for our loyal fans. You know, we disappeared for a couple weeks, enjoyed the holidays, and now we're back, and you guys are back with us. I appreciate you guys from day one.
To everyone except Carl, because he's obviously not an OG.
Yeah, no. I'm not grateful for him. Fuck him.
Yeah, agreed. We'll make sure we clip this and tag him in this clip. I am thankful for Prize Picks. Shout out to Prize Picks. I've won like $600 in the last 2 weeks. It's an app for fantasy sports, and they've kind of covered my Christmas bills with how much I've won. So shout out
Nice.
for being,
Yo,
for
we
being
getting
cool
sponsored?
and easy. Yeah, imagine. I'll give a promo code. It actually just gives me money, but that money helps me invest into equipment in the stream potentially. Right? Yeah,
Doubt it.
that's how I paid off this mic. Boom. There you go.
You just said it helped your Christmas bills.
Yeah, and then part
Christmas,
of it
happy-
will come towards this.
Merry Christmas
Maybe
to
this
me.
was my Christmas bill to me. Yeah, exactly.
Fuck everybody else.
Yeah, no, but yeah, Prize Pick's pretty cool. Check it out if you're a sports fan. You can actually bet MMA on it. Yeah, so check that out.
Cool.
Cool.
All right, see you guys
All right.
next
See
Friday.
you everyone. See you next Friday. Bada bing, bada boom.